Hello. Hi, you guys. Start out with Team Jesus. Remember, he always comes first. Then everything fall into place. So, how you guys doing tonight? Ooh. My internet seems to be working good, but we'll see what happens. Oh, cow. All right, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to drink some pickle juice in my Red Best Brigade mug. So, I was thirsty for some pickle juice, so I thought I would do this one. Did you think of your favorite movie? I've got a bunch of different ones. I don't go to the movies anymore because them actors don't deserve my money. Ooh, it smells like pickles. Right. If I would have had a straw, then I would have just drank it out of this. But I didn't, so. All right. Here's to your favorite movie. Oh, so good. Okay, so I thought I'd do something different tonight and talk about favorite movies. I have like one-time, all-time favorite actor, and that is, I wish I could say you guys guess, but you'll probably never guess. So I'll just go ahead and tell you. This is my favorite movie of all time. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Oh, I love that movie. I like almost all of Clint Eastwood's movies. I wouldn't go see The Mule for one. You know, that's probably someone I would support since it's Clint Eastwood. But I'm just not going to, I'll wait for it to come on video or TV on demand somewhere I can go watch it. But I won't give them my money. They don't deserve it. They get paid to lie to people and think they can tell you what to do. But I don't really want to. Hi, Deanna. Before I go on, I will tell you, Deanna, I tried to, it's going to take me a while to figure out the Hangouts. I do have one, so I think you have to be friends on that first. I don't know. I tried putting in your name and it didn't come up with you, so I don't know if you're using a different name. If you want to just send me a link in the MeWe chat or I guess our chat, that would be cool. And then maybe we can figure this out. Or if you have figured it out, then you roll on this. Your favorite movie is The Cold Mountain with Jude Law and Nicole Kidman. Ooh, I haven't seen that. It sounds good though. It's cold up here on this mountain. Oh, my cabin is shaking. It's blowing hard. Wow. That's I'll have to see if the library has that. And I should write that down. But I can go back. I have nothing to write on. Okay. Cold Mountain. And I have two friends that worked at the library too, so. All right, thanks. Cool. Okay, and so the other Clint Eastwood movies, I like Pale Rider. There's one, it's like one of my favorite, and I cannot remember. Wait, is that Pale Rider? The one where he's a preacher, but he's also like a ghost or something? And then there's the one, oh my gosh. He's got a lot of good movies, and I'm drawing a blank, but man, Is it kind of is it a romance, Deanna? Or is there like some like creepiness in there? Or is it just a love story? Or is it, there's a lot of movies that these days I cannot watch because if it's action drama, it gets my anxiety real high. And by the end of it, I'm just shaking like this. So I tried to watch one with my friend and it was like too much, you know. I'll definitely, I wrote that down. So I will find out if they have that one in the library and I will watch it. Just because you say it's great, I believe you and I think it will be good. Did you like Fargo? Since you live in northern Minnesota. Ooh, man, I bet that would be good. Those are really good. Like the outlaw Josie Wells, that's supposed to be in the Civil War. And they mentioned like people that really existed in there that I thought were fake, but were actually real. Not like that story was real, of course, but you know what though? I know people because I'm not from there, but live there, and not everybody, but some people do have that strong of an accent. Like my son's grandma, hers is like a really, it's real strong. She's from Red Wing. You know, that's not really that far from Rochester, but you know, her accent was thick, and it was just some of the stuff she would say. It was just cute, and you know, she's passed away now. But if I ever want to make Gary smile, I'll say, like she'll say, um, you know, and for anybody out there, this is not a racist thing I'm about to say, okay? This was like an 82-year-old lady that was never around any black people and stuff. And, you know, it just kind of freaked her out because, well, you know, some parts of Minnesota, not all of them are like that. And not that they're racist, it's like she just had never met any or seen any in person, you know. But she'd say, "Oh, they're just too black," but with the accent. I can't even do that one. I can attempt other ones, you know. And right now, I can't try to even do one of those. But or she'd be like, "Oh, isn't she so cute?" And it would just make me laugh the way she would do it. But you know, I don't. I think she's the first person I ever met that had never seen a black person in true life. You know, I grew up with them. I grew up with Mexicans, and the Mexicans I grew up with call all the people from old Mexico wetbacks. You know, that's where I learned that word from. But anyway, I'm not going to try and talk about any of that stuff tonight. Let's see. Oh, for cute. Oh, I think I have a joke. And I know you don't say oofta, but yeah. Um, oh, that's cool. I'm glad that you invited him in. I think I found him. He's Vernon Crow on MeWe. Should I be saying people's names? I've got haters out there, you know. No, I'm kidding. Uh, okay, so the joke, I'm probably gonna really screw this up. So there was a guy, somebody from Minnesota, or I can't even think of what you'd say. Anyway, they went to like another country and they were riding a camel. And the guys gave him, oh God, I'm totally screwing this up and don't remember, but to get him to go, you would go oofta oofta to get the camel to go. And to get him to stop, you'd say oofta oofta oofta. Or to get him to go, you'd say oofta. And then to get him to stop, you'd go oofta oofta. So was like right up to a cliff, and the guy goes, oofta, oofta. And the camel stopped, and he said, oofta. That's so dumb, and I totally messed it up. But anyway, I like Minnesota. The mosquitoes are this big. They have mosquito eaters that are this big. They eat the mosquitoes that are this big. I'm glad that you got that. It's like I can't even believe I remembered that joke. But Fargo was, I don't know, it was a weird movie, but I heard it was based on a true story. But yeah, some of the people's accents. One thing is true though about people from Minnesota, Deanna, is whenever you're saying goodbye and you're leaving from visiting wherever, everybody stands outside the door in the cold, no matter what, for like a really long time, and then they go. Instead of just leaving at the door. But and that's not a bad thing. I'm not knocking that. I just noticed that, and there's some kind of book out there. Pescally, The Long Goodbye. Oh yeah, that's it. That's the name of the book, right? Or something like that. I know there was, whenever I was living there, I don't know if it had just came out or what, but yeah, it was interesting. Yeah, that's it. It is pretty funny. Everything is a hot dish, and which I don't mind that. Some of it's really good. I don't think I've even had it all. But if you have a big family, that's perfect. Mm, I love pickle juice. It's probably good for you too. Oh my gosh, yeah, that's pretty funny. Um, I would watch Fargo again. Just whenever I remember, I was living there when that came out. And a girl I was working with, she was like, "Man, they way outdid that accent," and I just kind of laughed and said, "I've heard people that sound like that. It's not everybody. It's like once in a while there will be somebody like the older people, really." So, but all right. Okay, on to the next. It is McClintock. I love that movie too. I could watch that one over and over again. I've probably seen all the Clint Eastwoods. I couldn't even tell you 100 times. People from Minnesota don't think, no. People from Texas don't either. uh, and I don't notice a lot of the accent in Minnesota. Like my son's half brother and sister, they don't sound, to me, they don't have an accent at all. You know, I guess because they use proper English, no slang to it or anything. But uh, yeah, I might be going to Rochester, maybe. Um, they're going to auction the stuff from Gary's parents' house and probably sell the house. So I'm going to go up there and help get stuff ready to go. If I do, I will definitely let you know. That's probably too far for you to travel, isn't it? Because that would be cool to get to meet you. There's like a pride. I shouldn't have said that. A Patriot rally or summit in April 26th through the 28th. And I thought Pete was going to bring that up at the 3 o'clock with that Paula girl or something. And I could be wrong. But that would be a good, for one, it's in April and it's not going to be cold. So, oh, Corey and Christina do live past the city somewhere. So, and I might be able to like meet you halfway and we can like have lunch or something. but I think that would be fun. You know, if you don't plan on going to that I don't want to say rally, but the Patriot Summit in Virginia, I think that would be pretty cool to, you know, get to meet everybody from the crew. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so either way, even if both happens, that would be awesome. You know, we've got to all stick together. I think, you know, because I think living in the end times with, you know, you can tell the evil from the good of how separated this country is. So we really got to stick together and pray for each other all the time. You know, I do it daily, and, you know, I try to anyway. You know, I'm sure I miss a day here or there, but, you know, I thank God every day for something. So we definitely, you know, we'll get it figured out. You know, I think Pete is a great leader for all of this because, you know, for a long time I thought, am I the only one who thinks like this? You know, surely not, because there's some people over here that are like totally fishing out of the left side of the boat. I'll just leave it at that. They're nice people and everything, but it's like, so I just don't understand how people can be that brainwashed and believe every single thing they hear. It's just weird to me. I don't know. Ah, that is good, but I want to keep holding it. And it's in my Red Vest Brigade mug. Oh my goodness. So have you ever seen the McClintocks? Yes, True and Not Awake. Mm. It's, you probably live in a rural area where you don't get too many dingbats, do you? I shouldn't call people names, but good Lord, you know, I'm trying not to do that, and I'm asking God to guide my tongue that I don't say, you know, mean things, and it works most of the time. You know, I don't know. So anyway, it's movie time. So have you ever seen McClintock? John Wayne and what's her name? I always want to call her Scarlett O'Hara, and I don't know why, but that's this one. It's pretty humorous, and John Wayne's son is in it. Patrick, man, he is cute. Man, he is. He talks just like his dad too. There's one part where he says, "You step off of that horse, mister," and he tries to take a swing at John Wayne, and John Wayne throws him. So yeah, that was pretty great. It's humorous. So I would suggest you try and watch that one. You know, I like a few of John Wayne movies. I guess some people, they're either John Wayne or Clint Eastwood, but you know, I can do a little bit of both. I know one girl that she's all John Wayne. She don't care for Clint Eastwood anyway. So yeah, it's pretty good. There's a lot of famous people in there, like oh gosh, what's that girl from the show Heart to Heart? Oh, now I'm gonna have to look. Let's see, what is her name? Stephanie Powers. Yeah, that's her name. Stephanie Powers. And Jerry Van Dyke is in there. I can't stand him in this movie at all. I mean, he's probably meant to be that annoying, you know, but it's like, oh my God. I mean, it's worth watching, and he is kind of funny. You know, he's funny in other stuff. I'm not saying he's not a funny guy, but it's, you've got to see it at least once. All right. Then my other favorite movie is The Ten Commandments. And I've seen Ben-Hur just once. You know, I never thought that was a biblical movie, but I guess it was, it was his mother and sister or somebody had got leprosy, and with Jesus just walking by when he was going to the cross, they were healed. So I thought, I cried after that. I was like, oh, why haven't I seen this? I felt kind of guilty that I left that one out. That's, kind of petty, I think. But I guess for my all-time Christian movie is Jesus of Nazareth. You can see where they kind of, I haven't seen that one. We live in 30 miles away from the library. You know what? I think a lot of these you can get on YouTube for free. So that might help. I know for sure Jesus of Nazareth is, the whole 6-hour movie is on YouTube. So that one for sure. And since I had the 10 Commandments, I didn't bother saving or even looking for that on YouTube. Yeah, so definitely go look for that. It's like, and in Jesus of Nazareth, they use a lot of scriptures, but they make it look like somebody else said it. But, and I was just kind of being, and then I thought they had to get it in there somewhere. And so I let it go. That's me being petty on, that's not what it says. They do add to the story of with Herod and the Romans, but I guess they kind of had to, since the Romans put Herod in charge of Jerusalem, that's why they had to add that in there. And then they left out some important stuff, but the point got across, and that's still one of my all-time favorite movies. I could watch that at least 3 times a year, maybe more. Sometimes because I have seen it so much, if I can't sleep and if the putting on an audiobook didn't work to get me to sleep, then not that Jesus puts me to sleep, but it's like I can go to sleep listening to it and feel comfort and relaxed enough to go to sleep, I guess. That's weird. I'm kind of weird, but all right. Here's another one of my favorite, and I don't care what anybody says about, it's wrong what Bill Cosby did. I'm not saying there's anything okay with that, but I love Bill Cosby. He created Fat Albert. And, I love the cartoon because there was always a great message in there. So maybe that's why I kind of overlook of what he did. I think it's sad, and I wished it would have never happened. That kind of made me very sad that he ended up being that type of person, but this movie was really good. I liked it a lot. Have you seen Fat Albert? Me too. I just would not accept it. I was more accepting in the Michael Jackson thing than the Bill Cosby. I was like, there's just no way. I would not believe it for a long time. And then I had to face reality, and realize he did do those things. And, it made me very sad because I thought he was funny as hell. And, I'll probably get in trouble for talking about liking Bill Cosby. No. I made a lip sync video, and of course I should have known that I couldn't put it on YouTube. So then I went and tried to put it on MeWe, and it's way too long. So I have to get it under 500. Whatever, it can only be so long. And it was like in the beginning 1,000 something megabytes, and that's like 20 minutes. So now I have to chop it up a little bit more, and I'll be able to put it on MeWe at least. See, we can still do that, except we don't have to go through YouTube. All right, I'm moving on. Yeah. Oh, poor Bill. I just feel sorry for him. Is all I can do. Is I wish that would have never happened. That's a long song. Oh, yeah. That's a deep subject. All right. Here's my other one of I like this movie. I, haven't watched it. Yes, haven't watched it very much, 2 or 3 times is good, and I swiped this one from random just because when the internet was out, I had nothing to watch, so I went and got a bunch of his movies. Futurama, Bender's Game. It's a very silly, but it's something different to watch. And even with Family Guy, I think half the time, do they know how retarded this guy is? And then they had an episode where it turned out that he was mentally retarded. Oh, that was funny. I laughed at that one. It's like, oh my God. And then of course he tried to use the system with it. So all right. Here's another good one. The Fifth Element. And after watching this a couple of times, I noticed the priest in here played in Jesus of Nazareth. And then I was like, I kind of liked his character in Jesus of Nazareth after that. So that was pretty interesting. I got to get me some chapstick. I'll be right back. It is dry up here. Are you talking about the Goofy Show being a Family Guy? Because that's definitely, let's see, I think I have one Family Guy, and it is the Star Wars trilogy. Of course, I think this is Randon's too. Swipe that from him. Oh my goodness. All right, that was the Fifth Element. And of course, I live up in Estes Park, so wait, did you get a chance to listen to this song? I will, let me copy that and open another YouTube so it'll be right there where I can listen to it. Hold on. Oh shit, shoot. There we go. Uh, all right. Ugh. I open my YouTube page and that Ocasio Cortez. I want to call her the Manamana. All right. Oh, Be Like Daniel, is that the name of it? All right, I've got it ready to go as soon as this is over. And I'm, not going to go all the way till 7. So, um, because I have to get ready for Pete. We all got to jump in our cars and head over to Pete's place, uh, me, I'm the dork. Okay, I do have that saved for sure. I am kind of. No, he actually is going to a shooting competition with his grandson and won't be in. I was going to actually mention that and I forgot. Sorry, Cole. He said he might, tune in later, but it'll be like super late when they get back, I guess. Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Ugh. I don't know what people are thinking. Do they not realize she has no common sense? And did you see it was her and it was the Manamana girl. No, wait, that's Kamala Mamana. The two Muslim ladies, Michigan and Minnesota, were with her, and they were like, I don't even know whatever they said. It was like they were sounded like they wanted to protest, but it was just them three right there. And the Michigan Manamana was like almost giving her permission to talk or something, like she was head of this little group or something. I thought, you people are not going to last because they're going to find out and you won't even be there anymore. You know, the one Minnesota lady, she can hardly speak English, and now she's, just trying to spread dirty rumors about um, Lindsey Graham. If you're sensitive being a guy, that does not mean you're gay. It means you have feelings. you know. So for her to say that, she can kiss my ass. Man, I did not. And that is like, ooh, what can we do? I called his number on the Washington list of people you can call. And I said, I asked him how he felt working for the party that started the KKK and that were the party that owned the slaves. It's like I said, do you know what Muslims do to gay people? I said they throw them off buildings and kill them. I said, and you're standing up for this? What? Whether he listened to it, I don't know. I hope he did, but it's just like they do get away with everything, and it makes me mad. It's like I feel like Rainette today, but I just can't spit it out properly where it makes any sense. Sadly. Oh my gosh. I don't know what we're going to do. I think, with Pete heading this, okay, there was some nasty person in here. Did you see that? Let's see. I don't know how to make a moderator. Let's see. Um, oh, okay. Deanna, I'm making you a moderator. All right. Thank you. If you don't mind. It's like if I didn't happen to look up, it's like, how often do I watch porn? I don't. Yeah, that person does not belong here. It's probably one of the haters that, they're pissed off because I called Zach Bagans out for being a fake ghost hunter. I don't know if you watch that. You don't have to if you want to. I mean, to me, it's kind of boring, but you should not put a picture of someone on TV and say they're a ghost, a restless spirit wandering the earth without their permission to do so. I was sitting there and I thought, I'll watch this one because they've been where I have been. So I'll see if they get anything. And whenever they showed that picture, I was just like, I literally screamed, going, that is me. And if you zoom in on the picture, you can actually see my glasses and, maybe I'll send that one to you if you want to see Deanna, like really up close where you can zoom in and make a comparison. You don't have to. I've so there's haters out there that are that's probably who that was, a hater. One girl I finally kind of got through to, it's like, I didn't tell anybody to stop watching. I'm just calling him out for being a fake, you know. Anyway, yeah, troll. We got President Trump. He's the biggest troll ever. But he's that troll with a white hat like us, and he's probably have a red vest pretty soon. I'm thinking. So, all righty. on to the next. um, that person has nothing on their YouTube. Yeah, it's definitely got to be one of those people, because I definitely don't put up with anybody's shit. And they sit there and call me all kinds of stuff because I'm calling Zach out for what he did. And I finally put in that thing that, like the first post and pinned it and said, all you haters, you can hate me, but you're just ass kissers to Zach. And I went on and said, I'm not the one that needs to explain myself. He is, pretty much is how it ended up being. Okay, enough of them trolls. At least now I know how to make a moderator. So thank you for being my guinea pig. No, okay. And since I live up in Estes Park, the collection wouldn't be complete without The Shining. And that hotel is really haunted. I mean, weird stuff happened when I was there, when I worked there. Oh my gosh. It's definitely, the Stanley is a haunted hotel. Jim Carrey probably stayed in the Stephen King room. And, Stephen King's room, it's not even a haunted room. When he got haunted staying there, he was wandering around and, it is still scary. This movie, when they redid it, that was a joke. And they redid it up here. But the second one was not as scary at all. This one is still, like tonight, it's real super windy and kind of, the wind blowing all creepy. I could totally put this in and turn all the lights off and watch it. They did Rebecca De Mornay. She played Wendy. And there was a little kid that talked way too much for being Danny. Maybe in the original he did talk that much, but and then I can't think of the guy who played Jack Nicholson's part. But it was in the redo. I guess the dad, Jack, he actually had The Shining too. So I mean, and that's probably why he could see the ghost. I don't know, but yeah, this is still one of my. I remember being scared as a teenager. Girl, I wouldn't even go in a lake. I was scared. It scared the hell out of me. We went to Pennsylvania on vacation, and it was like there was a beach and stuff because the lake in Delhart was just down to nothing. And I would not. I was so scared. I kept on saying, no, there's a shark in there, and I would not go in. Yeah, he is. You know what I heard about Jack Nicholson? I feel like I got a fuzzy on my nose. Sorry. He has a place in Aspen. Sorry, it feels like there is something like a hair or something tickling my nose. So he has a place in Aspen, and what I've heard is he has a bicycle and he'll like almost run people over on the sidewalk. And I thought, man, I would almost dare him to try to run me over, but your reflex would make you jump out of the way, But these actors, who do they think they are that they can just do anything they want like that? I still love Jack Nicholson, but what the heck? Yeah, but man, not knowing, that's like creepy. Hi, Simply Amazing. You're late, dude. It's almost over. No, what time is it? Yeah, it's getting close. About 10 more minutes and we'll be done. Yeah, I think the music is what, makes the creepiness out of it for sure. But whenever I did do my ghost hunting and stuff, we'd always make sure there were three of us. Nobody was allowed to ever, that was one of our rules. And um, I would be like, even with like the battlefield, everybody was a chicken shit to go do what we were there to do. And I'm thinking, but it's kind of scary going even on an empty field where people can see you. It was scary to go out there. So, kind of that is scary even without the music. Like we went to, oh gosh, somewhere in Loveland, I think, and we were down in the basement. And, I was hearing just some little noises. I didn't know if they were paranormal. And the two supposed psychics were the ones that were scared. And it's like, we're all a little bit psychic, but, it's like, if y'all don't want to do this, why are you in this group? Why? So I don't know. I don't need to do, I think that was a lesson for me in my life path, because I've always experienced creepy things, but man, damn. But yeah, the Stanley, I'll tell y'all a little bit about working at the Stanley Hotel. So before I worked there, we went there ghost hunting. We stayed in like the first night, it was 402 next to Lord Dunraven's room, which was 401. But in between the rooms, that's where the elevator is. So just from that, you just get, if you're sensitive at all, then it's kind of like, how can I say this? You just get kind of a weird vibe. And I think part of it is because of the elevator. It's an old original elevator. So, it's not rackety and it is safe. So don't be scared to go in it. But just to hear that vibration on the wall, I guess is why that was creepy. The only thing I experienced in 402 was in the morning, the shade was moving a little bit. But like I said, those windows are drafty. And so I thought nothing happened in here, But so the next night we stayed in 428. In that room, it was active by like 1 o'clock in the morning, stuff started happening. And, we had went down and was like investigating the music room and stuff like that. And we were in the billiard room and nothing was happening. And it was just me and two other girls. And so we were leaving and we were going to go through what I call the fireplace room because I cannot pronounce the name of the room. But then on the other side, it's the music room. And I just got a weird feeling. I did not want to go through that door. And I was just like, I was very hesitant. And I was like, they were like, well, let's go. And I was like, okay. And I took a deep breath. Right now, it's like giving me anxiety thinking about it. So we went in there and it just felt creepy. And the two girls that were with me, and not the two psychics, but, one could see, both of them could actually see. One girl says, I think I see a shadow person. And by the time she pointed to that door, it swung open. And I was like, let's go back in there. And so instead of just turning around and going through the door we just came out of, because we were standing right there, we walked to the other side and went through that door. And when we went in there, it smelled like a party was going on. You could smell cigars, you could smell alcohol. And I was like, because the one girl smoked, and I was like, did you just smoke? Accusing her of smoking when I know damn well she didn't even light a cigarette. She didn't go smoke or anything, and we had just left that room. And so then nobody took out recorders. We were just like, oh, can y'all smell that? It was funny. And so I had my camera and I took a couple of pictures. I didn't get anything until I pointed. There's like There's some suites in the back of this room, the billiard room, and the doors were shut, I think. Yeah, the doors were shut. I have to think because I haven't looked at that picture in a while. The doors were shut, and you could see like, you know how you have all those little tiny square or rectangle pane glass through a bunch of windows through the door. So that's how those doors are. One of them was blocked out with, it looked like there was a little dog, and it looked like what I assumed to be Mrs. Stanley, with just the shape of it was kind of like those clothes that they wore back in 1900, you know. And then we could smell perfume. And then the other girl says, "That's Mrs. Stanley. We gotta go. We gotta go." And I'm thinking, she is not alive. You know, why not stay and try and get some evidence? So it was like, you know, I ghost hunted with chicken shit people. You know, I got so much evidence everywhere I would go, and it was just crazy. You know, maybe they're attracted to me. I've got this beautiful light. No, I'm joking. So anyway, and we went back up to, you know, we were done. You know, that happened and we were done. And so we decided we were going to go to do the, I don't know if y'all know what a hack box is, but the guy, you know, I know Bill Chappell. He's the one who invented that thing. It's like the radio that constantly scans. And I'm not going to go into that story. Anyway, so this was like my first time of really, because one of them just built it, you know, it was brand new. And not built it, but you have to like snip the pin that whenever you hit scan, it stops it on each station. So you snip the pin that so it won't stop, it'll just keep going. So everybody was saying something, and I was like, you know, nothing was happening. But it was weird because it's like, are you really hearing anything? And once in a while you'll hear a word. And, you know, when you ask numbers will come out. And so anyway, I finally was like, well, I guess you don't know my name. And a few minutes went by, and out of the hack box it says, "Sonia, Sonia, Sonia." And I went, and I looked at my friend, and she's looking at me. I said, "Yeah." And I had to sit. I mean, I was this close to her because it scared the shit out of me. It's like, okay, something is saying my name. And I'm like, and it kept on saying, I got to think of the guy's name now. Oh, I thought it was saying Nick. And I was like, well, do I know you? What's your name? And I was hearing Nick, Nick. And so I go, and, you know, finally, after a little bit, I'm like, I said, "Is this who I think it is? Say your name." And he goes, "Rick." And I said, "Well, what is your last name?" And he goes, "Daniel." And I went, you know, ooh, I got goosebumps. Oh my gosh, y'all, I haven't talked about this in a while. And so I said, "Well, if you are the Rick Daniels I think you are, where did you die?" And he said, "At home." And I was like, and you know, my friends have no idea who this is. And I'm like, oh my God, if this is Rick Daniels, he committed suicide at home in his garage. And it was him to me, you know, but there's familiar spirits, and it could have been familiar with him. And so I was like, well, we miss you and everything. And he goes, "I'm okay." And I was like, wow. I said, "Well, what's Randon doing?" And he goes, "Wrestling, ice cream." And I was like, so the next day I called Randon, or whenever I got home, and I was like, "What'd you do last night?" And he goes, "Oh, we watched wrestling." And I was waiting I said, "Did you have ice cream with that?" And he goes, "No." And I said, I was glad to hear that. You know, that's kind of creepy if a ghost knows what your family is doing. So, you know, and Rick didn't know we all watch wrestling. I still love wrestling. When I go to Longmont, I watch it if it happens to be on. So anyway, by the time it was over, everybody was, I shared a bed with my friend, and then my other friend was with her husband. He was knocked out the whole time. We could hear him kind of snoring. So if somebody was doing EVPs, then we'd have to say, that's blah, 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 snoring in the background or whatever. If he moved, we'd have to say, so-and-so moved. And so he was out. So anyway, I'm laying there just getting comfortable, and all of a sudden it feels like something grabs my foot. And I'm like, I jerked up really fast and I grabbed my friend and I said, please tell me that was you. And she kind of laughed and said, okay. And I was satisfied with that answer. Even though I know it wasn't her, it couldn't have been. Everybody was laying down. And so then all I could hear is, and my thinking was, it was the hack box, because it's so annoying. It just like if you've been to a concert and the way it sounds afterwards for hours, it's kind of like that. And so the next morning, I'm kind of waking up and I see the chair by itself push against the wall like if someone stood up and it moved out. And then the curtain slightly came down. And we all just kind of looked at each other. And I didn't say anything about what I was hearing because I, like I said, thought it was the hack box. And the one girl said, man, I couldn't get any sleep from all that damn talking last night. And I was just like, oh my God, I thought that was just me. I would have been pulling out my recorder and all kinds of stuff. Oh man. So that was the wild time I had it when we stayed there. When I worked there, it wasn't as exciting. I did go through the tunnel, but the only thing that ever happened when I worked there is we were on the third floor, which is not even known to be haunted. But I think because there's so much quartz and limestone up here, that is why it's holding a, hey, Cole, you made it just in time to go. I'm finishing up a story here. So when I was cleaning there, me and this girl just got done. You have to use the card keys. The doors just don't, it's locked. If it's shut, it's locked. And so we just got done cleaning and shut the door, and we was pushing off with the cart and everything. And that door comes opening back up. And we just looked at each other. Guess what I said? Let's go back in there. So we did. And the atmosphere felt completely different. I mean, it felt a little bit heavier. And I said, well, I hope you like the way we cleaned the room. And my friend or the coworker, she just kind of laughed and said, come on. So that was the only thing that ever happened there. Oh, I got to add this because it's hilarious. So they were doing, when we were in 428, they were doing tours, and telling their stories and stuff. And so they go, they pass they're talking about room 428 and everything. As they all head downstairs, me and my friend, we run down to the middle of the hall and switch the couch to the other side. And whenever they came back on the next tour, the guide says, you guys, and we're over there listening, trying to be quiet. And he says, you guys, I swear to God, this couch was over here before. And so we were just laughing. It was hilarious. It was too funny. So anyway, I'm glad that whoever got to come in at the last minute call. But it's time to go now. We're all headed over to Pete's. I got to do a few things before I get there. But I'm glad that y'all came in. Deanna, thank you. I was a stinker. I still love messing with people. You just have to have fun. But it was, I think they figured it out, but we tried not to laugh. They could probably hear us in there laughing as they went by, but it was hilarious. All right, you guys, I hope you had fun on movie night. Maybe I'll have some other great stories like that if they're not too. Okay, cool. Oh, good. Good, 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 good. Yeah, we'll get that thing figured out for sure. I think that will be fun to do if it works out. I think it'll be a lot of fun. More fun with three than just me, I think. I don't think I'm that interesting. So, all right, we'll see you guys over there in 5. Meet you at Pete's. Bye.